Poor Mr. Happy had had a tiring day, rushing here and there and back again. Cheering people up was hard work. Whew, he sighed, as he went into his house and sat down for well-earned rest on a kitchen chair. But then, do you know what happened? It fell to bits. Bump went poor Mr. Happy. "Oh, that's all I need," he said. "I rather think I've had a visit from Mr. Mischief." He was right. Outside Mr. Happy's house, and running away as fast as his little legs would carry him, was a small, mischievous figure. Mr. Mischief. "Oh, Mischief, glorious Mischief," he cried. "I do love it." And he ran giggling into the night. The next morning there was a knock at Mr. Greedy's front door. But when he went to answer it, there was no one there. But what was there was a box. And inside the box was a large chocolate cake, filled with cream and with the most delicious-looking pink icing. Mr. Greedy's eyes gleamed. He licked his lips, shut his eyes, and opened his mouth, and took a large bite. The chocolate wasn't chocolate. It was mud. The cream inside wasn't cream. It was cotton wool. And that delicious-looking pink icing wasn't icing at all. It was toothpaste. And outside Mr. Greedy's house, and running away as fast as his little legs would carry him, was a small, mischievous figure. Mr. Mischief. Oh, Mischief, glorious Mischief! Oh, I do love it. That's not all. That very same morning, Mr. Funny discovered that someone had filled his hat with treacle. Very sticky treacle. Can you guess who that someone might have been? You're right. Mr. Mischief. Oh, Mischief, glorious Mischief! Oh, I do so love it. However, that very same afternoon, Mr. Mischief did something that he was to regret. He was walking along through the woods looking for mischief when he came across a wizard. A fast-asleep wizard. "I know," giggled Mr. Mischief. "I'll change over the wizard's wand for an ordinary piece of wood. Then he can't do any magic." He grinned a mischievous grin and crept quietly toward the slumbering wizard. Mr. Mischief reached carefully out and seized the wizard's magic wand. But what he didn't know was that wizard's wands don't like to be seized. "Help!" shrieked the wand in a high, shrill voice, and awakened the wizard, who in turn seized Mr. Mischief by his nose, which was extremely painful. "Let go, my nose," said Mr. Mischief. "I know who you are," said the wizard. "You are that Mr. Mischief who sawed through poor Mr. Happy's chair legs and baked a rather unusual cake for poor Mr. Greedy, and put treacle in poor Mr. Funny's hat. Oh, I've been hearing all about you," he said. "Let go, my dude!" cried Mr. Mischief again. "Very well," said the wizard, "but don't believe you can get away with being as mischievous as all that." And, as he let go of Mr. Mischief's nose, he got hold of his magic wand and waved it. "Beware," he said, and went off. "Silly old wizard," muttered Mr. Mischief. "Can't take a joke." And he went home. "Silly old wizard," he said again, as he sat down in his kitchen. Bump. "Silly, silly, silly old wizard," growled Mr. Mischief, picking himself up. "Him and his silly magic." And he made himself some porridge for tea. Smiled Mr. Mischief as he put a large spoonful of porridge into his mouth. Yuck! Somehow, as if by magic, which of course it was, The porridge had turned into sawdust. Oh dear, spluttered Mr. Mischief. Perhaps I'd better not get up to quite so much mischief in future after all. And he went upstairs. He jumped into bed and splosh! The bed was full of raspberry jam. Oh dear, sighed Mr. Mischief. I think I definitely must not get up to quite so much mischief in future. And do you know something? The day after, he was as good as gold. And the next day. And the day after that. Lasted a week. And then that old mischievous urge got the better of him. He just couldn't help himself. It was a Saturday night. He crept into Mr. Fuss's house when he was fast asleep. Can you guess what he did? Oh, what a beautiful piece of perfect mischief, he cried as he ran giggling home. He'd cut off half Mr. Fuss's moustache. Isn't that terrible? Poor Mr. Fussy. He was absolutely horrified when he awoke and found out. But even that terrible piece of mischief is not the end of Mr. Mischief's story. So, just take a look out of the window. Go on. You can't see a small mischievous figure anywhere about, can you? Can you? You sure? Oh, mischief. Glorious mischief. I do so love it. Mr. Quiet liked the quiet life. He lived quietly in a small little cottage in the middle of a wood. The problem was, his small little cottage was in the middle of a wood, in the middle of a country called Loudland. Everything and everybody in Loudland was noisy. Oh, the noise. Dogs didn't go woof like dogs you know. They went whoa! People didn't shut their doors like you or I would shut our doors. They slammed them. Bang! People didn't talk to each other, they shouted at each other. Hello! They'd shout as they met in the street. And you've heard about something being as quiet as a mouse, haven't you? Not in Loudland. They had the noisiest mice in the world. Squeak! Squeak! They'd roar at each other. Mr. Noisy would have liked living in Loudland. He'd have loved it. But Mr. Quiet didn't. Noise frightened him. So he stayed in his cottage in the middle of his wood as much as he could. But, of course, he couldn't stay there all the time. Every week, for instance, he had to go shopping. He used to creep into the grocer's shop. Good morning! Bellowed the grocer. What can I do for you? Poor Mr. Quiet. He replied in a whisper. Please, he whispered. Could I have some cornflakes, please? What? Cornflakes, please, he whispered. Speak up! Mr. Quiet tried his loudest whisper. Cornflakes. Can't hear you, shouted the grocer. Next, please. And poor Mr. Quiet had to creep away without any cornflakes. Wasn't fair, was it? He crept into the butcher's. Please, he whispered. I'd like some meat. The butcher didn't even hear him. He was humming to himself, loudly and fiercely. Mr. Quiet tried again. Please, he whispered. I'd like some meat. Butcher started to whistle. Sounded more like a burglar alarm than a whistle. Mr. Quiet fled, empty-handed. It often happened, which probably explains why he was so little. Poor Mr. Quiet. He sat at home that night with a feeling of despair. Whatever am I to do? He thought. It's no use. I'll just have to try again. And so the following day, he went shopping again. But the same thing happened.
Can't hear you!
Thundered the grocer.
Next, please! Can't hear you!
Bellowed the greengrocer.
Next, please! Can't hear you!
Roared the milkman.
Next, please! Can't hear you!
Boomed the butcher.
Next, please!
Oh dear. Poor Mr. Quiet went home and went to bed. Hungry. The morning after, he was awakened by a noise which sounded like bombs dropping. It was the Loudland postman knocking at Mr. Quiet's door.
Bang, bang! Bang, bang!
Mr. Quiet went and opened the door.
Morning!
Shouted the postman.
Letter for you!
Mr. Quiet took the letter into his kitchen. He sat down to open it. He waited until the noise of the postman's footsteps died away.
Clump, 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 clump.
Mr. Quiet opened the letter in great excitement. He'd never had a letter before. It was from Mr. Happy in Happyland. An invitation to stay. Mr. Quiet was overjoyed. He rushed upstairs, packed his bag, and set off that very morning. It was late when he arrived on Mr. Happy's doorstep. He knocked on the door. Tap, tap, tap. Mr. Happy opened the door. "Hello," he smiled. "I thought I heard something. You must be Mr. Quiet. Well, don't just stand there. Come in, have some supper." It was the first proper meal Mr. Quiet had had for months. And while he was eating it, he told Mr. Happy all about the problems he'd been having in Loudland. Mr. Happy was most sympathetic. Over breakfast the following morning, Mr. Happy told Mr. Quiet that he'd been thinking about his problem. "I think," he said, "that under the circumstances, you'd better stay here in Happyland." Mr. Quiet's face lit up. "And," continued Mr. Happy, "we'll find you a house. And a job." Mr. Quiet's face dropped. I'm not very good at jobs," he confessed, "because I'm too quiet." "Ah," smiled Mr. Happy, "I have the very job for a quiet chap like you." And so the very next day Mr. Quiet started work. And he loves it. Do you know where he works? In the Happy Lending Library. And as you know, everybody who goes into a library has to be very quiet, and only whispering is allowed. What a clever idea of Mr. Happy's, wasn't it? And these days, Mr. Quiet is as happy as can be. Why, only the other day, do you know what he did on his way home from work? He was so happy, he laughed out loud. Can you imagine? Tee. Next, please. Mr. Nonsense had no sense at all, not a scrap. I mean, he lived in a tree. A tree! Can you imagine? "Why do you live in a tree?" Mr. Happy asked him one day.
"Because,"
replied Mr. Nonsense,
"I tried living on the ground, but that was too high, so I moved to a tree to be nearer the ground."
"What nonsense," snorted Mr. Happy.
"Thank you,"
replied Mr. Nonsense. And you know what Mr. Nonsense likes to eat? Porridge. Well, nothing wrong with that, you might say, but porridge on toast. Really? "Why do you like porridge on toast?" Mr. Nosey asked him one day.
"Because,"
replied Mr. Nonsense,
"I tried porridge sandwiches, and I didn't like them."
And do you know where Mr. Nonsense sleeps every night? In a rowing boat. In his bedroom. In his house. Up a tree. "Why do you sleep in a rowing boat?" Mr. Strong asked him one day.
"Because,"
replied Mr. Nonsense,
"I tried sleeping in a motorboat, but it was somewhat uncomfortable."
Mr. Nonsense lives, as you might very well expect, in a country called Nonsense Land. Now, I know somebody else who lives in Nonsense Land. Do you? That's right. Mr. Silly. Mr. Silly and Mr. Nonsense were close friends and saw a lot of each other. Mr. Nonsense was often round at Mr. Silly's house playing jigsaw puzzles. They used to throw the pieces at each other. How silly. And Mr. Silly was often round at Mr. Nonsense's house playing cards. They used to tear them up to see who could get the most pieces out of any one card. What nonsense. However, this story is about the time it snowed in Nonsense Land. It didn't snow very often, but one winter it did. Now, tell me, what colour is snow? No. In Nonsense Land, when it snows, it doesn't snow white snow. It snows yellow snow. Don't ask me why, but it does. Yellow snow. And when Mr. Silly woke up one morning, the whole of Nonsense Land was yellow. "I say," he said when he looked out of his bedroom window, "snow!" And he was so excited, he rushed round to Mr. Nonsense's house. Mr. Nonsense was asleep in his boat. "Wake up!" cried Mr. Silly. "Wake up! Come and look out of the windows."
Whatever on earth is it?
Grumbled Mr. Nonsense, rubbing the sleep out of his eyes, as he got up and went across to his bedroom window.
I say,
He said, looking out.
custard.
"That isn't custard, you silly banana!" cried Mr. Silly. "That's snow." He rushed downstairs. "Come on!" he called. And that day Mr. Silly and Mr. Nonsense had one of the very best days of their lives. They had a snowball fight. Mr. Silly's snowballs were round. Mr. Nonsense made snowballs that somehow or other came out sort of square. They built a snowman, a very silly, nonsensical sort of a snowman.
Come on,
said Mr. Nonsense that afternoon.
let's go tobogganing.
"But we don't have a toboggan," said Mr. Silly.
Oh, no we don't.
Agreed Mr. Nonsense. Mr. Silly thought. "Oh, yes, we do," he cried. And Mr. Silly ran back to Mr. Nonsense's house and came back with his bed. "Whee!" they shouted together as they slid faster and faster down the hill in their rowing boat toboggan. "Whee! Whee! Whee!" It was a wonderful day. And that evening, after having supper together, porridge pie, Mr. Nonsense suggested that they play a game. "Now, what shall we play?" asked Mr. Silly.
Drafts,
suggested Mr. Nonsense. "I've forgotten how to play drafts," said Mr. Silly.
Oh, it's easy,
replied Mr. Nonsense. And he went round and opened all the doors and windows.
There we are,
He said,
drafts.
"What nonsense."